Hello everyone, my name is Binks, and welcome back to Let's Play Paranormasight, The Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Last episode was rough, y'all. I'm still not recovered. My heart hurts. We finally really got to the bottom of Shuichi's murder. And it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Are you feeling better now that we've gotten some fresh air, ma'am? I'm fine. Suddenly finding out who the kidnapper was really made me lose my wits. We managed to solve the kidnapping case by pure luck here. You're right, but Richter, I... I feel grateful towards Michio. Because she killed the kidnapper? There's that, too. But it's for something else. If Michio is the one killing all these people, then she must have acquired quite a sizable amount by now. Ah, she's thinking about the stone, the curse stone. Soul drags, I mean. Ugh. Hey, Richter. Whether the kidnapper's dead or alive, it doesn't mean a thing. Revenge won't bring my boy back. And if Nejima is planning to cause a massacre to collect soul drags, then all the better. What are you talking about? You might get killed too, girl. What you... She's crazy. I won't give up on resurrection. She is desperate. I mean, I feel sorry for her, but I'm also like, she's kind of crazy. So, I'm counting on you. Okay, that was the end of that. Oof, too much to handle. I'm curious what the girls are up to. And plus, I think that was just a little too much for me. Yeah, too much to handle. My heart's like hurting. So let's go here. Alright, the Rite of Resurrection is the inception of this whole affair. Yako and Mio decide to confront the man responsible for spreading rumors of it in the first place, Hideki Araishi. They find him at his frequent stomping grounds, the Koro Kikyo Cafe. Yako Sakazaki, 12 p.m. Kuro Kikyo Cafe. There's the sticker. Oh, that's right. I gave him a stupid accent. Me and my horrible accents. You know, normally you'd be breaking school rules just by stepping foot in a cafe. I'd be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police. Remember that. We know. It'll be okay. So, what did you want to ask me? Can I look around to get it? Swivel my head. Mockingbird number 8 discovered. That's more than one bird. That is Sparring Sparrow Bros. Oh, they're cute. I like it. Let's go around. A cafe. I've never been to one before. How exciting. I really don't understand why they're not allowed to go to a cafe, but whatever. It's pretty smelly inside because of the cigarette smoke, but ooh, they let them smoke in there? That's horrible. Kuro Kikyo Cafe, coffee shop, favorite of businessmen. I guess it's an adult-only cafe. Although formerly a relaxing location where classical and jazz music were played, the cafe has begun incorporating some pop songs into its playlist at the request of customers. The most popular menu item is a pilaf served with black coffee, although cream soda topped with a large scoop of ice cream is also a popular choice. Fashionable cafes featuring jazz and live performances were in vogue until the mid-Showa era, when the number of cafes offering a carefully brewed cup of coffee in a relaxed atmosphere began to increase. Many of these locations also have public telephones, making them convenient meeting places. However, they also developed a reputation as hangout spots for delinquents. Really? That's so weird. Leading a large number of schools to forbid their students from patronizing them. I see. In recent years, table arcade games have become a big hit, affording cafes installing them a steady stream of customers. Yeah, that's not cafe like it is in America. Mm, okay, inside. It's very quiet though. The ticking clock is a bit strange. Nothing else. Alright, got my curse stone.
Yako, if you would. Right, we wanted to ask you about this.
Oh my, a curse stone. In a common mask, that must mean the Fool's Procession. You two at the school last night? Damn, they're of all places. Yako, you're one of them. You're a curse bearer.
Please calm down, Mr. Araishi. Your reaction is too intense. It's kind of scaring me.
Sorry about that. I'm afraid I go ahead of myself. What is it you wanted to know about your curse stone?
What would be the best way to approach this?
He's kind of a weenie, right? But that's when dealing with the cops. When dealing with these young teenage girls, I'm not so sure if intimidation is gonna even work. So I think let's go flatter him.
It's just, a brilliant teacher like you must know an awful lot about these curse stones.
Well, it's true. I'm likely the person most well versed in this matter. Oh, she's so cute when she makes that face.
You're the only one who we can count on, Mr. Araishi. Won't you help us, please?
Oh, am I now? In that case, there's no harm hearing what you have to ask.
Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and Seven Mysteries curse stones happening now?
Oh, taking an interest now that you've received one of the curses, have you? You sound like a researcher, starting your questioning with your subject's origins.
Mr. Araishi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you?
No, I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research.
Then do you know of the ancient Onmyodo ritual known as the Feast of Shadows?
What is that? Something from the occult?
He doesn't know? For real?
Miss Kurosuzu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise.
In that case, why do you think the rite and curses have appeared now? I believe this is the intentional work of someone.
It's certainly not something that will happen by accident. Why is it you want to know?
Well, you may not tell us anything else if we say that we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up.
I'm right here, I can hear you. Oh, you two are funny.
Right.
Okay, make something up.
Well, you see, we just have such intellectual curiosity and think it could really help your research.
I see. Now that you mention it.
Seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then how about...
Act disappointed. Maybe just ask about his research and it's like a roundabout.
Then what does that record of fates that you've been researching say about the Rite of Resurrection?
Oh, I see. That's what you want to know. Allow me first to elucidate you regarding the author of the Record of Fates. A special privilege, I might add, since I have yet to publish this in a paper.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little known onmyoji called Seimin Tsuchimikado. Oh, that's the name of the chapter. Seiman. Seiman? Seiman? Sorry. Seiman. This is important stuff. If nothing else, remember this.
Seimen Suchi Mikado. I've never heard of him.
I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyoji family, but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. He used whatever name was most convenient. Excuse me. He used whatever name was most convenient for the situation, so his real name barely exists in records. Oh, so it is written in the Record of Fates.
Huh.
As brilliant as Simon was, he was also an eccentric. He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary, forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself with this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family and eventually found himself in Honjo in Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Simon recorded on the road to Edo.
I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself.
The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abe no Seimei's specialty, the Taizan Fukun ritual, a means of communicating with the afterlife. It uses soul dregs to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called.
Oh wow, I never knew something like that existed.
Thus, it is thought the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place. So the Rite of Resurrection calls for that ritual to be performed in advance. Then, when the soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever is performing the ritual, it can be completed.
My question is, I don't know if I should even. I'm just, I always like to tell you guys what I'm thinking, which is that Shogo, when he completed the ritual, he filled his curse stone with soul dregs in the prologue, but then he died. He saved her, but then he died. It was weird, right? He died after using the stone. Then we went into like an alternate universe and saved her, and then he still got killed. So, I don't know. I just want to know, is it like whoever uses it, they do always end up dead? Or did he do something wrong? Like maybe it was because he wasn't the intended owner of the stone to begin with, because it was probably Yoko's stone? I don't know. It's just weird. I can't wait to hear some solutions to these things, you know? So many lingering questions. The contents written in the Record of Fates end there. There's no more? What about the 7 mysteries or the curse stones?
There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The curse stones are separate from the Rite of Resurrection. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rite.
Huh, that's similar to what Mio said, actually.
Okay. On Myoji, which I just researched a few episodes ago, didn't I? Alright, an officially appointed government position with the Bureau of Onmyo in medieval Japan. Onmyoji were tasked with performing divinations and rituals. They would employ the Chinese philosophies of yin and yang and wuxing, the 5 elements, to compose astronomical charts and almanacs. High-ranking practitioners used a variety of mystical arts,
including ones that brought natural disasters and curses. Onmyoji were also tasked with exorcising demons through the usage of shikigami. I've seen some anime about that. It's pretty cool. Onmyoji thrived during the Heian period, in part due to the work of the famous Onmyoji and later founder of the Tsuchimikado clan, Abe no Seimei. However, Onmyoji began to gradually decline in number after samurai gained control of Japan. At the same time, many of their miraculous arts were lost along with the development of civilization. Although the services of onmyoji were typically reserved for the upper class, there were a number of shomonji or hidden onmyoji who worked for the common folk. The Rite of Resurrection, devised by once famous onmyoji. He discovered the old manuscript, gave a presentation. Okay, this is the new part. According to the Record of Fates, this mysterious ritual was devised by the gifted onmyoji Abe no Seimei. It converts the souls of the dead bound for the underworld with soul dregs, collected as sacrifices through the Taizen Fukun ritual. The secret art of converting souls to soul dregs is out of reach to all but the most skilled practitioners. Shigima kidnapping overview, which we already just covered all of that. Yeah, I mean, it's just a summary, and we already know, and we're very upset over that from last episode. How are the 7 mysteries related to the Rite?
Excuse me, Mr. Araishi.
What is it, Miss Kurosuzu?
You published a theory before the incident took place. It said that the Rite of Resurrection and origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof did you have of that?
You really know your stuff. But about that was a somewhat sensationalized piece written for occult magazines.
Oh, really? It was just nonsense, then?
Not exactly. Rather, it's not a complete fabrication. There is a basis for it.
And that is?
Well, I suppose there's no harm telling a couple students so passionate about this topic.
Thank you.
This is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the Record of Fates. It was just after Simon arrived in Honjo. There are records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo.
A conflict over resurrecting the dead?
I don't know the details. A man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead.
9, you say?
Huh. Is this the beginning of the 7 mysteries then? That is the only remaining reference.
9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual.
I call this tragedy the Honjo incident, and it has long been a subject of my research. And I suspect this Honjo incident might be the very origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, because I'm probably jumping the gun, but the 7 mysteries I think what I noticed in a lot of them was the mention of the Onmyoji, right? It's not this one. I don't think the Whispering Canal is it. Or no, it was the Daimyo. Am I mistaking Daimyo and Onmyoji? I might be. Was it Daimyo? Is that what I looked up? I can't even remember now. I felt like Daimyo might be the word. There's the Daimyo in that one. This one I'm curious about too. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. Daimyo. Is this the one that's Daimyo, or is it Onmyoji? Dang nabbit.
Ukiyo-e. Ugh, my memory. Daimyo. Okay, there's Daimyo again. So it might be Daimyo that I was thinking of. Yeah, there once was a Daimyo. So the Daimyo is the one that's connected to everybody? Or at least a few of them so far. Wasn't it this one that's something? She was an Onmyoji. Okay. But was she connected to a Daimyo as well? Hmm. I don't think the one-sided read had to do with that. It was just the crazy guy. Ever burning. I don't think though. Soba Cart. Shogunate and Spies. No. Daimyo. Okay, so it's the Daimyo that I saw mentioned a few times. Not the Onmyoji. So what you're saying is the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is Seimon's rite of resurrection. Yes, that is how the record of fates ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first Seimon brought the rite of resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point Seimon was likely using a different name. Then in Honjo, 9 people fought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the course of events. Honjo incident. Yeah, basically. Chain of events, basis for 7 mysteries. Great. I'm sure they'll add more to that. So that's how they're connected. Then if I'm getting this right, the 7 mysteries were basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. Okay, how are the 7 mysteries related to the rite? And there's more. Huh? With this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries etched into those who received the curse stones. Resentful memories? Yako, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtained your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted in your mind. Oh, I did. Exactly. Those memories are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involve dying while bearing some kind of deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time came to be spoken of as the 7 mysteries. Thus gathering the resentful memories granted by the present curses and connecting them together, it will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Huh. That's why you must tell me all about the resentful memory of your fool's procession, Yoko. Meow, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get, and he's harmless now that they took his stone. Alright. Okay, Mr. Araishi. I'll tell you about the memory of the Fool's Procession. Excellent. Okay. So basically, it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tower at a festival. Huh, interesting. It's not that one then. Hmm? Not that one. What do you mean? Among the 9 victims at the Honjo incident, that is to say, the 9 curse echoes. Oh. One of them is Seimon himself, or so I suspect. Huh? Seimon was one of the victims of the Honjo incident too? Meaning an onmyoji as powerful as him also became a curse echo.
Right. It would make sense that the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. Then it has to be one of the two we haven't seen yet, right? Which is the taiko, the drums one, right? And the beckoning light.
The power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo? Mio, Mio, Mio! Then maybe with Saemon's curse echo we could... Yes, we may be able to settle this whole situation.
Hey, what are you two whispering about?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, just girl stuff.
Okay, about the resentful memories?
Mr. Araishi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far?
I've learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot Washing Mansion. Ooh, noisy dog next door. Making Kiki bark. The Foot Washing Mansion, the Ever Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of those, the most important are the Foot Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach.
What are they about?
First, the Foot Washing Mansion. An onmyoji appears distinctly in this one. Yeah.
Really?
But not Saemon, I'm afraid. A female onmyoji who sought the rite of resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Yeah. Her legs, which she had always taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Saemon. Oh, that's not what I... Oh, okay. Huh. Because some of the stories were a little vague, right? So now it looks like we're getting a little more detailed information about them. Nice. Her curse echo is notable for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. I mean, yeah, for anybody except for those who have the power of the fourth wall, right? Like us. The detective did well to escape this one.
So a female onmyoji and rival of Saemon was involved in the Honjo incident. That certainly is interesting.
Next, the Evergreen Beach. This curse echoes from a craftsman of Netsuke carvings named Jinkichi who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. Yeah, that was kind of weird. He apparently spoke of something that granted the ability to bring back the dead.
The rite of resurrection.
Precisely. This man Jinkichi must have been in contact with Simon. If I could just collect all of the memories, everything will be revealed and the truth of the 7 mysteries will be mine. That is the knowledge I desire.
Meaning you need to gather as much information as you can from the curse bearers.
Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange information with those detectives. They might not even find the other curse bearers, so I must take measures of my own. Huh, you gotta be careful, man. Some of them are bloodthirsty. What's the trigger for the curse to occur?
Another thing.
Yes?
You never really finished about what the trigger for all of this was.
Well, I don't know.
Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? It has something to do with how you obtained the record of fates, right?
Huh?
How did you really get a hold of the record of fates? To tell you the truth, we're in a race against time. It would be a disaster if we don't hurry.
What are you talking about? Oh, I'm glad she told him this much.
Someone left a warning that at sundown today they would use the curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left that message is the culprit behind the Nejima murders from 20 years ago.
What? Something so terrible will happen?
They won't allow potentially hundreds of people to become victims of a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. Mr. Araishi, please tell us everything you know.
I don't know. He seems like a weenie. I'm sorry, but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the record of fates by a woman. Hmm. All this time, I felt like... I mean, for a while, I should say. I felt like they were building up Nejima to be the big bad, which he is, but I think he's a pawn in this too. I think someone's using him. And I think it's his daughter. And that makes so much sense to me. So to me, my initial thought of Miyoko being bad is possible, because if she is his daughter, ooh, yeah. So if it's not her, then it's Ayame. And we got the creepy vibes from her already, right? So one of them must be the big mastermind. But then I'm also confused about the connection to the chairwoman of Haihaku Soaps. Because she seems bad. We haven't seen her other than that picture. Like, I'm just thrown off. Like, what if she's one of the other girls? Like, what if she already found a way to turn back her age and she's actually looking younger? I don't know. Just rambling. Just trying to put all the pieces together. A woman. Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't actually see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating that night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. Oh? A woman's voice? It said, I entrust you with this ancient manuscript and the rite of resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual as far and wide as you can in the coming month. And before I knew it, an old document had fallen down at my feet. You just did what that random voice said? You weirdo. 1 month. She specified the time period. I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity, I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from the voice since then. They must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse. To tie together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely that the owner of the voice is the mastermind behind all of this. Hence, I went public with the record of fates. Haihaku and occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Haihaku, as in Haihaku Soaps. Right, I mean, no, that's not important. Just some personal business. Yeah, right. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curse began. Those are all the details I have. Alright, is there anything else you know? Very well, I've told you this much. I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you. What might that be? About Simon's record of fates. There is a sort of continuation to it. Another document called the Record of Fates YIN scroll. A continuation? Actually, a section written in Simon's own hand was appended to the manuscript. According to which, after the Honjo incident, Simon lamented such a calamity taking place. He apparently wrote the addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. It seems he had an idea that the victims of the Honjo incident would turn into cursed echoes and be used to gather soul dregs. Supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs as a result of the rite of resurrection. Ooh! Really? Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? Yeah, because wasn't he a victim as well? What's the matter? Miss Sakazaki, you think my information inaccurate?
If Simon died in the Honjo incident, then he couldn't have written an addendum.
You really don't get it, do you?
Huh? Am I wrong?
Have you forgotten the ability Simon possessed?
Of course not. He could use the right of Oh.
Resurrected himself, I guess.
Oh! You're telling me Simon used it on himself?
The rite of resurrection can be carried out in advance so that it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then, is it not possible that Simon himself was resurrected by the rite after it all took place?
But he'd still have to collect soul dregs needed to use the rite.
Yes, and that's why they died. The 8 others besides Simon.
What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs? It sounds like it's the same as what's happening now.
That's why I need the resentful memories, to learn the truth.
I get it now.
The issue at hand is that the YIN scroll and the record of fates were supposed to have been passed down as a set. When I received the record of fates, the YIN scroll was gone. Only this information was left. Supposedly, Simon's blood descendants guarded it as they passed it down across generations.
Oh, wait. I don't know how long. I mean, you would assume a scroll is big, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a little rolled up piece of paper. And if that's the case, what if that is the talisman, right? The one that Hajime, Yoshimi, the cop, was guarding or wanted? So Michio had one and he had one and gave it to Hitomi. So is that why he's involved? So he's Simon's blood descendant then?
It seems that over their long history, the two Yes! Got it. The 2 documents became separated and the scroll's location lost as the family line branched.
Simon had descendants, so there's someone out there related to him by blood even now.
Yes, in fact, I tried to trace the line as far as I could. He wasn't a well-known onmyoji to begin with, so a detailed family tree does not exist. It seems likely that the use of the manuscript has been long forgotten, only being passed down out of tradition. And since they aren't even aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the YIN scroll.
I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fate's YIN scroll, Simon himself wrote about ways to handle the curse and the rite. Yes?
Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but haven't found a single lead. So if you two find out anything about other resentful memories or YIN scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all this, do you not? That's the real extent of everything I know.
Alright. Yeah, we just heard about all this, so.
Inherited by a descendant of Simon.
Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help.
If you bring me some useful information, I'll take into consideration for your school grades as well. Ho ho ho.
Alright.
Phew, that was a lot of information we just got. 1 p.m. Street. Alright, but I think we will be leaving this episode right here. Yes, Mio, we did learn a lot. That was a lot. But it was important, so had to get through all that. Very interesting indeed. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye!